Notice Nvidia was up $1.80, and now it's like barely up. What is that? Now it's down.
What do you make of that?
Taiwan Semi's down very big. Well, I make as much of that as I make about the fact that Alphabet was up big. NVIDIA's problematic here because it doesn't report this week, so it can't speak for itself.
It's the 21st, I believe.
Yeah.
Although last week, Jim, that JP Morgan desk note looking at SK Hynix and Taiwan Semi and arguing it does set up NVIDIA for a nice print.
I think NVIDIA's going to have a big number. I also thought that there was much more to Jensen Huang's fireside chat in India. And when you look at what he was talking about, it's pretty positive. But right now, it doesn't have the catalyst that the others have. But there are, I have HPE on this week. Hewlett Packard Enterprises. Today, I have to tell you.
Oh, you got Antonio tonight? Yeah.
He's very good, and I underestimated how great he is initially. But his story is about how he works so well with NVIDIA, and NVIDIA needs help to get in. So, but anyway, I mean, right now, NVIDIA doesn't have the catalyst, so.
No, other than Jensen is everywhere all the time, all at once. I mean,
he's amazing.
Is there any podcast he hasn't been on yet?
Was he on Joe Rogan?
I don't know. Has he not been on Joe Rogan?
Maybe.
I don't know.
He does make himself available, which is nice.
Jason Kelsey?
They have a podcast, right?
Top rated.
He hasn't been on with them either?
I drink Campbell's soup because Jason Kelsey.
Oh, you do? You're
you're
easily influenced.
Of course.
Yeah.
Whatever I see last, I buy.
That's true. Whatever thought in your head was last is what you tell us.
Touche.
Queens, Philadelphia.
NVIDIA doesn't report until November 20 as Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon.com, and Meta Platforms, all of which are part of the Magnificent Seven, lead a huge earnings week. NVIDIA's stock is still inside buying range and is still flirting with its all-time high as the artificial intelligence giant cools its heels and Wall Street waits. That's only one reason to keep an eye on the stock. Here are 5 more, but with a disclaimer. Number 1. NVIDIA stock achieves this magnificent triple crown. NVIDIA's stock has been on several stock lists, demonstrating its strength in all important areas of investing methodology. Our strictest screen is the Stock Spotlight and Sector Leaders. Microsoft makes the long-term leaders list, and fellow Mag 7 member Meta joins NVIDIA on the top 50. Additionally, NVIDIA has guaranteed its spot on the Breakout Stocks Index. NVIDIA's placement on these rankings can be explained by its remarkable growth history in addition of its role as a key AI leader. The Graphics Processing Unit, GPU, Pioneer has produced average earnings growth of 361% over the past 3 quarters. The company's most recent fiscal quarter, which ended on August 28, brought in $30 billion, a 122% increase over the previous year. Analysts predict 82% sales increase to $32.9 billion and 85% profitability growth to 74 cents per share when Nvidia reports its latest quarter results next month. Wall Street projects 119% EPS increase to $2.85 per share for the entire fiscal year. These estimates have recently been raised by analysts. The second largest AI supercomputer is accelerated by NVIDIA and xAI. NVIDIA's acceleration of the greatest AI supercomputer in the world is a second incentive to watch the company. NVIDIA said on Monday that the company's Spectrum-X Ethernet networking infrastructure was used to enable the enormous scale of xAI's Colossus supercomputer cluster. 100,000 NVIDIA Hopper GPUs make up the Colossus. The platform is intended to hyperscale AI factories, according to NVIDIA. According to Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, TSLA, who also controls X, the social media site that was once known as Twitter, the world's most potent training program is Colossus. The xAI platform is used to train xAI's Grok line of large language modules. Number 3. Driving AI robotics next wave. Another explanation for NVIDIA's ongoing popularity can be found in a blog post the firm made earlier this month about AI robotics. According to the article, ChatGPT was the big bang moment of generative AI since it made it possible to create responses to almost any question. The service accelerated the digital transformation of activities, including software development, customer support, and content production. Physical artificial intelligence has not yet made that breakthrough, according to the blog's author, Jensen Huang, Director of Product and Technical Marketing at NVIDIA. Physical AI embodies AI in humanoids, factories, and other devices within industrial systems, stated Huang, daughter of NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang. Huang predicts that by 2035, the worldwide market for humanoid robots would have grown to $38 billion. To stay informed about the latest developments from NVIDIA and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on NVIDIA stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now let's dive into today's video.
Semiconductor analyst over at Susquehanna Financial Group, covers the industry in depth. Christopher, let's talk about whether or not this AMD catch-up trade is something that could have legs, and what does Lisa Su need to tell investors today to make it happen?
Yeah, investors need to get comfort around double-digit MI300 billions of sales. And if she can paint that picture, I think that catch-up trade, at least that margin, will start to narrow between the two. But NVIDIA is leaps and bounds above AMD on this AI story.
Okay, if they're leaps and bounds above them, that means there has to be a technological leap forward in order for AMD hardware, its processors, to then be competitive with the likes of NVIDIA. It has to be the case, or this becomes a one-horse race. What does AMD have to do?
Yeah, so believe it or not, on the actual processors themselves, the MI300 and Next Gen 325 are absolutely incredible. They're really, really solid pieces of hardware. The problem is that AMD does not have software in the same respects that NVIDIA has CUDA, which is the de facto standard that people are doing processing AI on today. Additionally, AMD does not have a systems approach just yet. They bought ZT Systems in hopes of closing that gap, but they're still far away. So on hardware, they're coming close to matching, actually at a price discount, but missing on software and systems.
Christopher, I have a question that dates me, because I can remember back when Intel was AMD's major competitor back in the 90s, and they got so far ahead that the question wasn't whether AMD had just as good technology. The question was, why would these companies that invested billions in this Intel, or in this case NVIDIA's chip, why would they ever switch? Because even if it was just as good, even if it was a little cheaper, so isn't AMD really fighting an uphill battle even if they have as good technology?
Yeah, the difference here is not, let's say, 20% in a PC CPU or even 50% in a server CPU. This is almost an order of magnitude difference between the two processors, an MI300 and, let's say, latest Blackwell from NVIDIA. That gap will likely close over time. It will take some time, and the key here is really software. AMD has to get a lot better with their software.
Okay.
Number 4. Using AWS to identify fraudulent credit card transactions. Pahal Patanja, NVIDIA's head of global developer relations for consumer fintechs, stated on Monday that by 2026, credit card fraud is predicted to cause $43 billion in damages globally. NVIDIA has published a new AI fraud detection process on Amazon Web Services, AWS, to help solve the problem. Financial organizations can improve accuracy and reduce false positives thanks to the procedure. NVIDIA's AI and accelerated computing platforms, according to Patanja, assist these businesses in handling massive data sets and providing real-time AI performance. 5. NVIDIA develops AI in India. There are additional reasons to keep an eye on NVIDIA given the company's activities in India. A group of industrial manufacturers and consulting partners said they are utilizing NVIDIA Omniverse for next-generation factories during this month's NVIDIA AI Summit in India. India's manufacturing sector is growing quickly, and businesses are concentrating on robotics to scale operations and artificial intelligence, AI, to digitize procedures. NVIDIA AI is being used by Indian businesses to assist in the development of multilingual AI models. The platform uses local data sets and domestic AI infrastructure to represent the dialects, traditions, and customs of a place. Leading cloud infrastructure companies in India are also increasing the capacity of their accelerated data centers. Their usage of NVIDIA GPUs is increased as a result. According to the company, these Indian companies would have increased the number of NVIDIA GPUs deployed in the nation by about 10 times by the end of the year, as opposed to just 18 months ago. Keep in mind that the present base is late stage, as NVIDIA's stock is trading in the purchased zone following the clearing of a 140.76 buy mark. These kinds of patterns can be successful and yield significant profits. They are riskier than first and second stage patterns, though. Additionally, NVIDIA will undoubtedly be impacted by Wall Street's response to the barrage of headlines this week, including a new earnings beat from Alphabet. Therefore, pay attention to Alphabet's earnings as well as those of other well-known tech companies like Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta Platforms. So, what implications does this have for NVIDIA's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication. So if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on NVIDIA stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now let's get back to the video.
Right, last quarter, though, we saw the market a little bit skittish, not a little, very skittish, actually, around their spending plans. Capex continues to go up as they build out artificial intelligence infrastructure. What do investors want to see this quarter?
Investors want to see less spending on Capex, but the challenge is they can't stop. And so we had about $106.2 billion in Capex spending in the first half of the year, and we're expecting another $60 billion in Q3, taking out the year to $231 billion in Capex spending. And that means the big winner is going to be NVIDIA. The big winner is going to be energy companies on the other end. However, given that it's so hard to compete on AI and cloud, this is really what gives them the advantage. That's why there's only a few winners in this play. And so what investors are hoping for is slower Capex spending and, of course, more returns on the AI and more returns.
The AI boom and NVIDIA's leading position in the GPU industry have driven the company's stock price to previously unheard of heights. However, its valuation has come under scrutiny due to its rapid ascent. Is there still a lot of room for growth, or has the stock already been priced into the future? NVIDIA would have to achieve exceptional growth and profitability over the ensuing years in order to support a $3.5 trillion valuation. Let's dissect the calculation. The outlook for the current quarter from NVIDIA Corporation must be examined first. This is what the business stated: an estimated $32.5 billion, give or take 2%, will be made. The anticipated GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins, plus or minus 50 basis points, are 74.4% and 75%, respectively. Gross margins are anticipated to be between 70 and 80% for the entire year. The market value of NVIDIA is over $3.5 trillion. Accordingly, investors anticipate that NVIDIA will generate about $180 billion annually as it matures into a more established business, similar to Alphabet Incorporated, which is already trading at a forward P/E multiple of 19. The current quarterly revenue and profits of NVIDIA Corporation are most likely $33 billion and $18 billion, respectively. Can we reasonably expect NVIDIA's quarterly profit to increase from $18 billion to $45 billion in a few years, and then maintain the same growth rate as Google's quarterly profit? NVIDIA's market valuation is likely to be approximately $3.5 trillion if it can generate $180 billion in after-tax earnings in a few years, and then continue to grow at a rate of about 10% annually. This implies that if Nvidia meets the expectations reflected in its present stock price, investors will receive a 0% return overall. By 2028, Nvidia must produce over $250 billion in yearly after-tax profits in order for investors to receive a respectable 10% annual return. Even though we recognize Nvidia's industry leadership and investment potential, we are convinced that some AI stocks have a better chance of producing larger returns in a shorter amount of time. If you want an AI stock that is more promising than Nvidia but isn't trading at 5 times its earnings, this is the one for you. As always, sharing your thoughts and insights in the comments section can foster a more informed community discussion, helping everyone navigate the complexities of investing in this dynamic sector.